have an OnlyFans page, and he's mad because he's just now finding out about it.
Of course I'm mad I'm just finding out about it.
I'm not doing it with anybody but myself, so why should I have to tell you my choice, my body, my choice?
What's poppin', Kings? Hope all is well. Today we're going to be talking about be mindful, pay attention to who you choose to be in a relationship with. Not only a relationship, but also who you choosing to lay down with, my G. That's very important. It's very important because look, there's been some stuff going on in the space, and I'm pretty sure this stuff happens every single day. But on the level that this happened, this was a former NBA player named Joe Smith. He found out that his wife had an OnlyFans account. Now, before we get into it, this is not to bash her for having an OnlyFans account because, look, everybody's different. Now, would I want my wife, would I want my lady to have an OnlyFans? No. But we got to understand some things. So first and foremost, a little background. Before the NBA player Joe Smith, he doesn't play anymore, but he's a former NBA player. Before he met his wife, she was in the porn industry. Now, like I said, I would not want that. But you know, you gotta sit down and know these things about these people. That's why it's best to be mindful of who you choose to be with in a relationship. And throughout the video, I got some clips. Throughout this video, I got some clips I'm gonna be putting up. You probably saw a little bit that I played at the beginning to kind of give you a preface, but I didn't want to spoil everything. I wanted to kind of give my 2 cents, and then as the video goes along, show the full scope of things. So make sure you stay tuned to the end. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into it. Now, she was a porn star. So she's a little older. She's about like 50, 60. So every porn scene that she probably did is probably not on record. So if she said she did 35, she probably did 86. That's just a ballpark estimate. Just keeping it honest. But now, like, it's like this. They say, what's that guy say? You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. And I feel like that's true. I feel like that's true. But who am I to say that nobody can't change their ways? They may change, they may not. But like I said, that is not something that I would put myself into. That's not a situation I would put myself into, because it's just best to know what you're getting yourself into. It's best to look at who this person is. Ask them the important questions. What did you do before I met you? And if they tell you that, yo, I used to do porn, I do OnlyFans, X, Y, and Z, can you be okay with that? Because more times than none, there are going to be things that pop up. There are going to be people that be like, yo, I know I did a scene with your wife. Yo, I love your wife's videos. You know, I'm a subscriber to her OnlyFans. Like, can you live with that? Can you live with that? Now, a little bit of other background is that based off the research that I did, she was like, maybe the money stopped coming in because he is a former player. And I understand, you know, people blow through their money, but, you know, he probably made anywhere between 70 to 100 million dollars while he played. I don't know how long he played, but that's just estimate. You know what I mean? So they could have blown through that money. And a lot of times, you know, she wasn't always doing OnlyFans. She actually stopped doing porn for a little bit. And to my knowledge and the research, she jumped back into the OnlyFans, which is a kind of a form of porn. You understand what I'm saying? It's a form of it. But she jumped into that to keep up the lifestyle that they were living, you know, based off some things that I've seen. They have a nice house that costs money, that costs some bread. So she charging these prices. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't have the link. I'm not going to link y'all to anything. Y'all, if y'all want to see 50-year-old OnlyFans, go find that. But like I said, this video is not to bash anybody, but it's just an example. This is just an example to be mindful of who you being with. Because let's say this, Kings, you lusting, right? You got that burning desire just to clap some cheeks, spank your meat, do whatever you do. But let's say you meet this chick and you just lay down with her, you knock her down. Next thing you know, she hits you with the I'm pregnant. And you ain't even try to find out any of her information. You ain't try to find out where she from, what she do. A lot of times people don't care. You be like, if she breathing, if she breathing, I'm going in. If she got a pulse, I'm going crazy. That's what a lot of people be thinking. But We got to get away from that, man. Like I said, you're going to have them primal urges, but look, you can't just go put your wood in every single hole, man. You hear what I'm saying? You can't do that. Because, look, you don't know who they been laying down with. You don't know what they doing on a day-to-day. You don't know what their past is. But find out their past. Find out that information. And if you're okay with that, then move forward. But a lot of times people be clapping them cheeks. They don't even know anything about this person. She could be a woman, but 2 weeks ago, she could have been a dude. That's funny, but you got to find this stuff out. I would hate for that to happen to anybody that's watching my videos. Man, that's just funny to think about. But I would hate for that to happen. I would hate. Be mindful who you choosing to lay down with, bro. Because when you, especially when you're on semen retention, bro, you are attracting a lot of things, good and bad. So it's like they want your energy. It's like some energy vampires. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to have some wisdom. You got to have some discernment. And if you do relapse, use all that information that you gained on that previous streak as your data and your analytics to move forward to make better decisions. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's an everyday grind. Everybody goes through a similar form of the same trials and tribulations. But you have to go through the test to be able to have a testimony. You got to be able to be a fool to become wise. You're just not born wise. You know, you got to have a level of experience underneath your belt. You got to have some things that you have went through. And, you know, a lot of times we may not have to go through it. Sometimes people think we have to go through pain and go through trials and tribulations all the time. Like, I don't have to go bump my head on the wall to know that hurts. I can look at somebody and they, boom, I see the bruise on their head. I'm like, dang, bro, what happened? Or I bump my head. Okay, noted. Let me not do what he did and bump my head. If he touched the stove and he got a burn mark on his hand, let me not go touch the stove because it's going to burn my hand too. Oh, come on, like we can just learn from watching the person in front of us. We can learn from reading about other people's lives because reading is fundamental. Paying attention is fundamental as well. So we can learn from ex-NBA player Joe Smith. Sorry that had happened to you, Joe. You know, if you made it this far, comment, I'm sorry this had happened to you, Joe. You know, we shouldn't be bashing anybody because, look, it could happen to you. It could happen to me. We don't want it to happen. That's why we got to have discernment and have knowledge and ask these questions. Like, you're on a date with somebody, like, don't just come out and ask him, like, did you used to do porn? But just ask them, like, just straight up questions. A lot of times, if you let somebody talk long enough, they're going to tell you everything you need to know for the most part. A lot of people snitch on themselves. They dry snitch. So when you're on a date with a shawty or whatever, you get to know her, you know what I mean? Ask questions. She's going to, like, interrogation style. Like, you're not the police, but ask her questions because more times than none, she's going to tell you things and you just listen. Like I said, just listen. Listening and reading is fundamental. It's going to take you so much further than you think in this life. No matter how old you are, no matter how young you are, just listen. Pay attention. Now, I want to say this too before I end the video. There might have been a publicity stunt. Keep in mind, don't believe everything you see on the internet. You gotta look at both sides of the coin. There might have been a publicity stunt to raise her OnlyFans subscriptions because maybe it just don't make no sense sometimes why people would bring their lives onto the internet unless it's an ulterior motive. Think about that. Something to think about. I love y'all. Peace and blessings.
You knew who I was when you met me.
Before,
and I
that.
thought that I would never have to go back to anything like this again. But unfortunately, that's not the case right now.
After that, everything's supposed to change.
Everything did change.
No. You stood out there showing your body. You stood out there doing stuff like this on camera.
You act like that's the only thing that I do. I have mad jobs, but they're not facilitating everything that needs to be done. So I got something extra. OnlyFans be breaking me off. What the
Come on, Keish, with that. It don't matter what they breaking you off. It's the disrespect that comes with it.
What disrespect?